Previously on the Red Wing.
Time flies. Believe it or not, we have just a few weeks left before I take office as the next mayor of New York City. But before then, I would like to quote the great senator from Vermont. I'm once again asking for your support. I'd like to tell you a little bit more about why we need it. We've had a full plate getting ready for January. We're reviewing the more than 70,000 resumes we've received, setting up our transition committees, naming our appointees who will turn policy into practice, and planning and budgeting for an inauguration celebration we are so excited to share with you soon. Also, we can start delivering on our affordability agenda from day one, not skipping a beat. We're already at $3.5 million from more than 30,000 donors, and we're so grateful for each and every one of your contributions. But just as a reminder, transitions do not get public matching funds from the city. That means we need just a bit more to help us run through the tape. And I promise two things. The first, none of that money is being used to buy hand warmers like these. And the second is I will stop making these fundraising videos. So head to transition2025.com and give whatever you can so we can build a city that every New Yorker can afford. Checkmate, so I can once again Good morning, New York City, and thank you. Last night we made history, and today we begin the work of making a new administration. Welcome to the transition. This is the period over the next few months where we build a city hall that delivers on the promises of our campaign, to make New York City affordable and to make government accountable to the people it serves. As we prepare to govern, we'll start announcing the leaders who will help implement our agenda. People like deputy mayors who oversee entire areas of government and the commissioners who carry out the critical work of city agencies. These appointments will be driven by excellence, integrity, and a hunger to solve old problems with new solutions. Talking to organizers on the front lines of the fight to improve our city, government veterans with proven track records, policy experts from around the country and the world, and working people who know better than anyone what our neighborhoods deserve. And this will be a period, like the campaign we ran and the city hall to come, defined by transparency. Because New Yorkers deserve a government they can trust. On January 1st, I will be your mayor. New Year's Day and a new era for this city. Oh, and one more thing. Remember how I told you a few months ago to stop sending us money? You can start again. This transition requires staff, research, and an infrastructure that can meet this moment. And it will be made possible by the people who built and believe in this movement. So I hope you'll make a donation at transition2025.com. Now let's get to work.
Governor Kathy Hochul is casting doubt on Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani's campaign promise to make buses fast and free. The governor speaking to New York One while in Puerto Rico over the weekend.
I cannot set forth a plan right now that takes money out of a system that relies on the fares of the buses and the subways. But can we find a path to make it more affordable for people who need help? Of course we can.
The prior mayoral administration has left us with a $12 billion fiscal deficit. And this is at a scale that's actually greater than what we saw here in New York City during the Great Recession. And it's something that is attributable to gross fiscal mismanagement, to a refusal to actually budget honestly and be direct with New Yorkers. And that's what we're going to actually do today.
Okay, so the big question is, assuming that that is the hole, how do you fix the hole?
Well, I think the first way is you actually be honest about it. And the reason that that's important is what we saw in the last year from the mayoral administration was there was a recognition about the scale of this crisis, but instead of actually being direct with New Yorkers, it was trying to shift those costs out of view. We had cash assistance, for example, where we were budgeting only for about 50% of its cost on the books, keeping about 50% of its cost off the books. The second thing is about actually making the case for how we fix structural imbalances in this city. We're talking about a $12 billion deficit that is a result of not just the fiscal mismanagement, but also the decades-long effort of then-Governor Cuomo to shift costs from the state to the city. So we need to change our relationship to the state. We also need to change our relationship to the wealthiest residents and most profitable corporations here in New York City. We will replace the frigidity of rugged individualism with the warmth of collectivism.
Just a short time ago, Mayor Mamdani announced the deaths of 10 people found out in the cold.
With the warmth of collectivism.
Well, 3 more people are dead in this ongoing cold weather. The blast across the tri-state, the frigid temperatures now linked to more than a dozen deaths. The total's 13 people lost since last weekend's storm and subsequent freezing weather.
The warmth of collectivism.
We learned the death toll from this dangerous cold has now increased to 16. At least 13 people have died from hypothermia.
Tonight, there are calls now for the mayor to do more to get the homeless off the streets and find better housing for them.
The warmth of collectivism. Clearly, these are programs for every single New Yorker. These are not programs that are going to ask the immigration status of any one of the children. All of those children are New Yorkers. They should all be enrolled in pre-K and 3K, no matter where they were born or where they come from. And we are also proud to be a sanctuary city. What a sanctuary city means is that we have policies in place, policies that have existed for years in this city, that deny ICE agents access into schools, hospitals, city properties, or even the properties of city contractors, unless those ICE agents can present a judicial warrant signed by a judge. We know that the vast majority of the time, ICE agents are not presenting that kind of documentation. If they're presenting any documentation, it tends to be an administrative warrant, and oftentimes there isn't any documentation even provided. So we want to make clear the rights of every New Yorker that they have in